Hello and welcome in this new video. Today we are going to talk about PROCS, another of those modern CLI tools replacing older ones. This one is about replacing PS. This is written in Rust. Nothing new, like usually those new tools are written in Rust. You can install it either through Cargo. This one is quite widely accepted through a bunch of different distros. So yeah, feel free to install it like this or install it through Cargo to have a later version. I installed it on my machine with Cargo, but you can really much like, typically I have a VM here where I installed it. In this one I installed it with the apt. It's a Debian, this VM, and it's using the apt version, so the package version. So the idea of PROCS is that it's a rewrite of PS, a bit different. It brings some new features. It's, I think, pretty cool. Like, I like it. I haven't been using it for a long time, but I already liked it. So it's not like bottom or BTOP. We've seen those like typically in BTOP you would see all the list of processes, or in HTOP, but you would see them live. Let's say this one is just taking a snapshot, just like PS would. But it has more intuitive defaults. It's nicer to use, I think. It's also configurable. I've been playing a little bit with the configuration files, so I will show you why I did that and what that brings me. So I found some little gotchas that are a bit different than in PS, so that I will also show it to you. But typically, let's have a look how I would do it in comparison to... Okay, let's clear this screen. I'll show you also one cool thing about this video: will kill some zombies. Are you ready to kill zombies with me? Let's kill zombies. So in this one, I first want to show you how it was with PS. For instance, typically in PS you would do PS AUX to get all the processes right, and then you would write, to sort it, you would write something like that. You would sort by, it's even tricky, I always forget that weird kind of command. So you would sort by CPU like that, you know, and you would get it like this, and it's a pretty long list here, you see. Well, anyway, so it's not very readable, it's not formatted, it's kind of all white, you know. It's a bit tricky to find. So of course you could do it like you could pipe it in ahead, and then you would see a little bit, but then again, like, right, it's like I have the feeling I'm looking at some logs. Like, look at this, it's really not pleasant. Or if you wanted the tree view, also a tricky one. Like in PS you wanted the tree view and you were like PS, and then you need, I noted it down because I would forget, AXGF, like who uses it? I mean, it's such a pain to remember that. And you know, like, it works, but it's still not nice. You get this thing, like, look at this. I mean, yeah, it's okay, but really? Also, even if you combine it, like a PSH AUX, and then you would do an RG of like SSH to see what's going on with SSH, you would find it, but is it pleasant? I mean, it all works. It's not amazing, right? So now we are having a look at PROCS. It's not like a killing feature. It's not I'm in love with PROCS. I just find it's an improvement. So you can decide for yourself, and let's see what you think. Like, first of all, let's just open it like PROCS. Now, I slightly tuned it, in which I have the state command, which is not there by default. I added it here. I made okay, it's not CLI. I'm not always in the CLI. I'm also using VS Code. So I added it in there. So if I search for state, I forgot where I put it. Here, I just added this bit. Why? Because I wanted to find the zombies, and that's why we are going to see the zombies. So you don't see the zombies here, for instance, but if I like dig deep enough, I might find my zombies. So this is already nicer, right? Like, it's formatted. You have delimiters. You clearly see the informations. It's much clearer. So that's something I like really already. Then you have the tree view, like you saw before, the tree view, which was really not intuitive at all. If you do a tree here, then you have a nice screenshot with all the tree. And you can even do it, I think you can use the watch, let me see. I think you have the watch option, which will then 1000 milliseconds, which means every second it will like allow you to see what's happening. The problem is here I cannot go down, so that's not cool. But I haven't been using the watch. Instead of using the watch flag, I would rather just go into beat up, for instance, right? So that's not the point. The point is to have a snapshot. So why would you use watch with a snapshot? It's there, but it's not great, right? So one cool thing I like about it also is this, if you do procs and then you do sort D, so they don't use, if I try to use sort, it won't work anymore. So like typically, you see, it will tell you, there's a tip, even a similar argument exists, which is sort D. And because this doesn't exist anymore, if you look at the documentation, which is here somewhere, and you search for sort, they will tell you that, no, not this, but sort D, let's say. So sort columns. So you don't have sort alone, you either sort A or sort D. I think it's, yeah, it's written even ascending and descending. So you decide there how you want to sort it, because they don't do it by default for you. Insert new columns. You can do things like this. You can insert some shell completion. I don't know why you would do that, but generate shell completion to state. Okay, you're right. So I guess it will autocomplete the stuff that you type with procs. Then you have this thing. So that's what I did actually. You need to pre-generate, if you want to change the config, you need to pre-generate the config file because it won't be there by default. So what I did, I think, if I check for Toml, I think I did this exactly. You need to type this and then it will generate the config, which I shouldn't have done because now I don't have my, it probably overwrote my, my config file with what I was just showing to you, so it's okay. Where is it? My state is not there anymore. It's okay, I can just recreate it. So if I put it, for instance, here, let's say, and or maybe after CPU time, yeah, I'll put it here. So it's not too difficult though. I'll just follow the same numeric search false, false. While I'm left, I'll just put state here and that should be good. I think that's what I did. Let me see if it still works. Yeah, I still have the state here. I think there was another style though, because, yeah, there was different color. What kind of color could I put? Okay, sorry for the mess up. So, now it should work, let's see. So, where am I? Here. Yeah, so you have it again, and here we have it. So, this is cool, but... so what I wanted to show you, yeah, the sorting. So if you want to sort it, so you can do procs. The tree is nice, the tree is cool. So now if I do procs tree, and then I do also sort the decreasing, so meaning the upper one will be the biggest, and then I can do memory. Excuse me. You cannot use it together. Okay, so that's okay, I understand. If you want to do like this, and you will see the processes that are using the most. Oh, OBS is using the most CPU, interesting. But I guess it's using the percentage of one of my threads, because my CPU is quite powerful. I don't know how many threads on it. So anyway, that's what I'm using at the moment. The biggest one is, I didn't know it was using that much. Okay. But anyway, so you see that it's working like this. It's pretty neat, and it's very intuitive. I mean, sort and so on, it's better than a bunch of letters that go together, right? So you have the watch if you want to watch something. Now, one thing that I noticed, and I didn't like that so much, is that by default, let me go to my VM somewhere. This is this one. So if I do, for instance, because I'm connected to it in SSH, so I would expect if I do procs SSH or SSHD, I would find something, and yet I don't, which is weird, right? So if I do the tree and I do a grep, even if I do procs, actually, I think if I do procs and I do rg SSH, oh, okay, it's not installed on that one. I will just do grep SSH. Then I just see that I just see my grep, basically, so the SSH is not there. So if I do procs tree, and then if I grep for SSH, then I will see it. But because it's the tree and it's hidden somehow within the tree, right? So if I do if I do procs tree and SSH, I'm not sure it finds it. No, you see it doesn't find it either. So you need to, in that case, do the parent. So you need to find tree. And if I do the procs tree, you see that my SSH will be here under Vagrant, because I'm using a Vagrant image with my VirtualBox. So, and the Vagrant session is within this process. So that's why I think it doesn't show up. What it shows then in the tree. So if I want to show this one, I think I would need to rather check out which parent it has and then show it from there. But that's a little bit annoying, right? Anyway, it's showing up nicely, so that part is good when you do the tree. So just a catch, like you need to have it under the tree. And that's important. It might be a bug, I don't know. So feel free to inquire. But normally the SSH should show up also not within the tree. I think this is just a thing. So now, the interesting part also that I like with PROCS is the JSON. Because with PROCS, and I will show you, you can also use JSON. So if I do just the basic one, I can do PROCS just with the flag JSON, and then I will have everything in JSON. Now, of course, that's a bit messed up if you do it like this, but you can just pass it to JQ, and then it will be automatically cleaned up. So like this, and then you do like this, and then 0, and then you will see, for instance, the first process, the very first process in the list. If you do just JQ, it will also parse it nicely, I think. So you will have every process in having its little JSON line here with being nicely formatted and very visible. And then based on that, you can also filter through whatever you want. For instance, I want all the processes that are bigger than 0. Like, oh, sorry, you didn't see. So I did this, and with a select from everything within the list, I select where the CPU is superior to 0. Now, I want also to find the zombies, for instance, and that's where we are hunting for zombies. I think it's cool. This part I think is nice because you do this and then you will see only those that are zombies, right? So I see that I have here 1, 2, 3, 4 zombies. So how to kill the zombies? First of all, you find them, and then you see you need to find the parent, because usually you cannot kill the zombie itself. You have to kill the parent of the zombie. That makes for a very weird zombie movie, actually, the parent killing the zombie child. But actually we are exterior to that family and we need to kill the parent to kill the child zombie. I don't know how that would translate into a movie. That would be a very weird one. So anyway, you see, if I want to see the procs and tree, then I will find the I can find the zombie like this, but you see it's quite big. So I would need to search. I could make a search, I think, also to find which parent has this, because it's very long, you see, right? Because I'm running a bunch of different things on there, so I think the best is actually, so I saw that let me go back actually, I saw that the zombies with the Z, they were in the Z shell and they were the ZPack sandbox. So what I'm going to do a procs tree of that stuff. And then I will see where those Z shells are located, those that are the zombies especially. And you see, for instance, I have this instance of Kitty, which is a problem. So I will just use that, and I will just p-kill this one. Okay, and so I think to kill the zombie I shouldn't do p-kill, I should do kill. So let me do this. So if I do kill 11755, let's see if it survives. And if it doesn't survive, I will do a kill 9. And you see it killed it. That's good. So now I will also kill that one, because I also see that this one. So I will kill, let's kill some other zombie. Let's see if they are all dying afterwards. So I killed that one, and that should be the last one normally. If I do procs Z shell, and now I'm good with this one. So I killed the Z shell zombies, which is good. Now I will also kill the others, in which I will first search again what we have here, and we have those two. So I will do the same thing. I'll do PROCS tree, and I will search for the Zpack sandbox. I suspect it's from Vagrant or it's from VS Code. Interesting. This might be from Flatpak then. Let me see. Brave also. Wow. Zpack sandbox. It might be from Flatpak. I don't know what that is, but looking at where it comes from, it might very well be from Flatpak because I have installed VS Code and Brave with Flatpak, and I know that it's a sandboxing tool. So yeah, I will still kill it, I think, because I like killing zombies, and it's such a nice thing to kill zombies. So let's kill, and I will kill this one. Zoop. Okay, and I will kill also then the parent, which is this one. And now let's see, do we still have some, no, not this. Do we still have some zombies? No zombie. No zombie, it's all clean, perfect. That's good. So I don't know, it did actually two things in a query, so I should just do this and then nothing. So I killed all the zombies. Yeah, we got rid of the zombies. Happy ending. Everybody party. So yeah, that's it. I think that's what I wanted to show you, and we killed some zombies, which is nice. So it's intuitive, editable. I don't understand really exactly how that's working with the SSH process. It should have shown up in the procs alone. Maybe it's a bug, maybe not. Maybe it's just a feature that I don't understand. When you put in with the tree view, it appears, so it's there. So yeah, I think it's a good tool. I would continue using it and try to see if I figure out some more tricks. And yeah, let me know in the comment section if you have some other tricks with procs. I'm eager to know them. But otherwise, I think it's an interesting tool to explore. I just started using it. I like it. I think I will install it because it's also packaged in most of the distros, so that's nice. And then I will see. I used it also on LXC container, so it works there as well. So yeah, I think it's just nicer than PS overall. Let's see if it's as reliable. I'm wondering about this SSH thing, but overall I'm happy about it. Yeah, that's all I had for you today. I hope you liked the video. I hope you discovered something new. You will try a bit. Feel free to comment. Let me know what you think. And I wish you everything good in your life. And see you soon for some new video with this Modern CLI Tools in Linux.